Hi, this is Gary with MACMOST.com. Today let's take a look at the recently redesigned Go to Folder function in the Mac Finder. MACMOST is brought to you thanks to a great group of more than 1,000 supporters. Go to MACMOST.com/Patreon. There you can find out more about the Patreon campaign, join us, and get exclusive content and course discounts. So the Go to Folder function isn't new, but in macOS Monterey it gets a facelift. Now if you're in a Finder window like this and you use Go to Folder, or as most people would do, Shift-Command-G, it actually brings up this new window here with rounded edges. It doesn't come out of the title bar and it grays out the rest of the Finder window. This is a control that you're going to use to redirect this Finder window to a different folder. So it makes sense that it basically freezes the window and is awaiting your instructions. The way you use Go to Folder is now you basically type the path to a folder and it will take that Finder window to that location. So for instance, if we wanted to go to the Applications folder, we could type /Applications and you can see how it autocompletes. I'll just use Tab to finish the autocompletion and then Return, and it jumps to the Applications folder. But you don't always have to type out the entire path. For instance, I'm already in the Documents folder. If I want to simply go down into the Personal folder that's there, I can simply start typing that, and you can see that it takes just a few letters for it to figure out how to autocomplete the rest. And then I could tap the Tab key to do that. And then sometimes you have to hit a slash afterwards. Sometimes it will autocomplete that as well. In this case you have to have a slash because there were two possible things this could have been. But now that I've hit the slash, it's going to look down inside that folder and give me some suggestions. I can actually use the arrow keys and the return to jump into one of those folders. Or I could simply start typing and it will allow me to autocomplete. Now notice that there are two competing folders in here that begin with C. So if I press Tab, it will capitalize the C to show it understands it's one of these two, but it won't autocomplete it. But then if I keep pressing Tab, usually then it will autocomplete it with the first one. And now I can jump directly from Documents into the Personal folder and then into Cars in one step. Now that I've recently gone to the Cars folder, if I simply start typing Cars, you can see how it selects that one right away. It's a recent folder I've been to and it's the only one that could possibly match what I'm typing so far. So I can easily get there. Now if you want to start at the top level, you can use slash and that will give you access either to your hard drive's main level or one of the folders in it like Users, Applications, Library, or System. But if you start typing, like I'll start typing Users, I can Tab and you can see it will autocomplete that. So now I can go into Users, I can go into MACMOST and Tab will autocomplete it, and then perhaps into the Movies folder, and you can see Movies and Music both had M in them. So I have to tab two more times for it to autocomplete to the first one. I could also simply just click on one of these and it will take me into that folder. Another place to start from is your Home folder. To start from there, use the tilde character. That's the character on US keyboards that's just above the Tab key and you need to hold Shift to get it. If you do tilde and then slash, then you're in your Home folder. And then here you could start typing one of the names of the subfolders, or you could arrow down to one, or you could simply click one in the list here and it will place that name in there and you can keep digging down. You can also get to iCloud Drive a variety of ways. I find that in a lot of cases if you simply type I, it will recognize iCloud Drive here as the next step. Then Tab to autocomplete will autocomplete the full path all the way into your Mobile Documents folder into iCloud Drive. This is the actual path of iCloud Drive, but you just know what is iCloud Drive and that's all you'll see here. Other times though you do need to start typing iCloud Drive to see this. But if you click on it, it will autocomplete it till the end. And then once you're there you can type something else like D for Documents. Let's go down in DOC to Documents like that and Tab to autocomplete, and then I'll go right to where I was in the first place. One of the cool things that Go to Folder does is it will forgive spelling mistakes. So for instance, if I type project and then slash and say I type project alpha but I misspell it, you can see I missed a whole letter there. Yet it still kind of autocompletes to project alpha and selects this. So a return, even without that letter, will actually get me to the right place. Another cool thing it does is it also allows you to go to tags. So it's both go to folder and go to tags. Notice here on the left you can see I've got a tag called project notes. So if I start typing projects, you can see it's identifying a folder called projects, but another thing it sees there is project notes. I can select that and return, and now it goes to that tag just as if I clicked it in the Finder sidebar. So just type any tag that you want, look for it here, or just press return since it's the only option, and you'll get all of the items tagged that way. Go to folder isn't just in Finder windows. It's also in the open and save dialogues. So in open here I can do Shift Command G and you can see it comes up right here, and I can use that to get to places like iCloud Drive, Documents, and we'll jump there. The same thing in save dialogues. Just a quick Shift Command G and then I can use something like say / to go into my home folder. So it's a very useful utility, especially if you like keeping your hands on the keyboard and try to minimize mouse and trackpad use. It does take a little know-how because you have to understand at least the structure of your home folder or iCloud Drive folder, if not the structure of your entire drive, to use it. So there are a lot of Mac users out there that will never use Go to Folder, and there are other Mac users that will use it all the time to navigate everywhere in the Finder and in Open and Save dialogues. Hope you found this useful. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, click the thumbs up button below to let me know. I publish new tutorials each weekday. Hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out.